Hello and welcome to the Sage of Tarn Alpha version 0.455 May 2020. So to follow up on last time, I've been grinding out animations, completing edge, fast travel, sliding and grabbing, and after doing so I kind of realized that I was missing something about them. So I've been working on the supposed missing piece, as well as getting into how to change running and walking from the current system to a new one. And I'll explain that a little bit later. So let's just jump into it. First thing first. We have the vertical thing included in sliding, standing, walking, and running now. And what I mean by this is, let me jump to a side where it's easy to show. Originally, right now I'm grabbing, so pretend I'm standing. All of the animations were aligned to wherever the feet were pointing. But now I've changed it to a new set. So I still have the old set, but yeah, a new one. So the new standing will effectively look like this. Not a big change, it's very subtle, but it aligns the character more vertically on a very uneven ground, giving you a sort of focus point. Instead of the character really flopping about, depending on where the ground is, he's now more stable in a way. Think of it as a stabilizer. And this works for both standing, so this sliding, as well as running. I'm going to show walking off a little bit later because we have something else for that one. The cool part about it is that it adjusts as he goes. You can sort of see it. If I start up here, if I'm walking upstairs, he's very hunched over. If I'm walking downstairs, he's leaned back as if he's trying to keep his balance in a way. It gives him that subtle little feel. It's a little hard to describe. As for the second major thing today, I have been working... If we take a look at the running animation here first, he moves his limbs very fast. Or at the very least, this is what I have come to feel after playing with it for a while now. So I kind of want to be able to slow that down. Now the problem with that is that the way that previous me made it, the movement speed and the animation speed are tied together, which is very practical for the sake that it will always align, but is very unpractical when you want to slow the movement speed down and keep the animation speed at the same speed. So I was not really sure whether or not I could pull that off, but since I have, here is the new walking animation. His posture has changed a little bit. It's a little... Oh, whoops. My controller is derping a little bit, so if you see it glitching, don't worry about it. It's not the game, it's just the inputs. But this is basically what his walking looked like now. The cool part about it is that you can apply this particular animation even if I'm standing still, which you would not be able to do before. Also, it still has the vertical alignment ever so slightly in it as well. It's very much more prominent whenever you get to a very steep edge, such as this one over here. Walk the other way. Additionally, I can still adjust the speed of the walking, like your movement speed and the animation speed, to probably tweak it a little bit better. I feel like it's a little off somewhere, but hopefully good enough to fool you guys, effectively speaking. Let's see here, what else? Oh yeah, I tried to add the same adjustment, this, for fast travel as well. And needless to say, I suppose, because I'm not going to show it, it didn't work. So what I did instead was I perfectly vertically aligned him, which gives another effect, which is kind of cool for it, which is that as we increase the speed, the character itself becomes a sort of focal point for where we are, because the world starts to move so fast around on the screen. Which means that it's actually good if the character doesn't move too much or remains in a stable look. As you can see here, he's always vertical, or pointing upwards, regardless of where he is on the map, effectively. So if we increase it here, it makes it easier for your eyes to sort of focus on him, even when he is sliding around everywhere, because he's not changing position, like according to the ground. Not sure if I'm gonna keep it, but I kind of like the idea of it. Also, seeing as the other thing didn't work, I'm kind of stuck with this for now. But yeah, these are the main things for this update. Not too much. I've been a little bit distracted with other things. All the birthdays and, you know, streaming and all. But yeah, show it off a little bit more. I'm really satisfied with this though. I'm definitely gonna translate this into a good looking running animation as well. The cool part about it is that for future like platform adventures, if you want to call it that, imagine an ice platform. You'd be able to slow him down while still maintaining the same speed. This is very good because it gives you the feedback that you are running at the same speed, but you're just not moving as fast, indicating that the ground is slippery. So yeah, it holds more potential than this form, which is very strict to how fast you move. And I suppose an additional thing is also that smaller creatures, such as these guys, well, they don't do it now, obviously. But let's go and find some of the older ones. Maybe they will do it. Maybe they won't. I can't actually be sure. Okay, they definitely don't do it. But as you can see, if you remember previously, the small dudes here, they were jittering like crazy before, and now they are also slowed down, which is actually good because, again, seeing as the animation scaled with the speed, and the speed scaled with the size, the smaller you were, the quicker it would go. Assuming you keep the same movement speed, obviously. But now we have much more control over it, so yeah. Those are the basic things. Might seem a little bit small, but it's kind of big behind the scenes, again. As it usually is. I'm gonna continue on working on the animations and adjusting them perfectly. I definitely feeling the need for an animation system that takes all of these things into account, so that I could change like his shoulder, move it up and down, or his hand target, move that up and down, and stuff like that, just so that it would be easier to adjust the animations as I make them. This could be used for both me as the developer, creating mobs and other sorts of gadgets, as well as the player, actually, if you want to give them some options for customization of how tall should your character be. And I kind of like the idea of being able to do that, but that's going to be in the future somewhere. So anyways, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Peace out. If I can do this. There we go.